Body. Well, good morning on this wet Shabbat morning, and we are a small but intimate crew, partly because this is the time that people have chosen to get away for a bit, but we can definitely enjoy each other's company as we move into our morning service on 117 with the words Ma Tovu. Ma Tovu, Ma Tovu, Ma Tovu, Ma Tovu. Let's do that again. Ma Tovu, Ma Tovu, Ma Tovu, Ma Tovu, Ma Tovu Ochalecha, Ma Tovu Ochalecha, Yaakov Mishkanotecha, Mishkanotecha Yisrael, Ma Tovu, Ma Tovu, Ma Tovu, Ma Tovu, Ma Tovu. Why don't we take share screen off for a moment so we can see each other's faces as we do Ma Tovu. Here we go. Ma Tovu Halecha. You have text. Ma'akov Mishkanotecha Yisrael, Ma Tovu. Last time. Ma Tovu, Ma Tovu, Ma Tovu, Ma Tovu. And we're going to ask Di to read this opening meditation for us, referring all to the rains, which is quite helpful.
We thank you, O God, for this new day, for morning sun and evening star, for flowering of the tree and flowing of tide, for life-giving rains, very much of them, and cooling breeze, for the changing seasons, for the cycle of growth and decay, of life and death. We awake and behold a new day. O God, renew us unto life. Teach us to recognize your presence in creation. Grateful for your gifts, may we dedicate all our powers to your service.
Thank you, Di. And on page 118, we have our morning blessings. And if we didn't know the tune or the Hebrew, because we don't yet have the transliteration in our books, then we can do it the same way that we do it in our Shabbat Shalanu services, where you get to do call and response for the Hebrew ending, and then it doesn't matter that we don't have everything we need on the page. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, pokeach ivrim, pokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, malbish arumim, malbish arumim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, matir asurim, matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zokev kafufim, zokev kafufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שעשה לי כל צורכי, שעשה לי כל צורכי. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, הנותן ליעף כוח, הנותן ליעף כוח. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, המעביר שיני מעיני ותנומה מעפעפי. המעביר שיני מעיני ותנומה מעפעפי. We turn from our morning blessings into our songs of praise and delight for the morning. Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam, Baruch hu. Baruch ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, hamuhulal b'fi amo, mushubach u'mefo'ah bilshon chasidav va'avadav. Bishvachot u'vizmirot, negadel lecha v'namlichecha, malkeinu yachid chei ha'olamim. Baruch ata Adonai, melech muhulal b'tishbachot. We praise you, sovereign God, to whom all praise is due. And I wonder if Tina and David might be kind enough to read this English for us. And perhaps you'd like to take turns.
With the coming of day and night, I will enter the covenant of God. And when evening and morning depart, I will recite God's decrees.
God Most High, you are my righteousness. You teach me goodness. You are the fountain of knowledge, the dwelling place of holiness, and the summit of glory. Eternal might and majesty are yours.
I will choose whatever you teach me, gladly accepting your judgments.
As soon as I move my hands and feet, I will praise your name. When I go out and when I come in, when I lie down, when I rise up.
When I rest on my bed, I will sing your praise, and in the company of my friends, I will praise you with the words of my mouth.
Shakar, thank you both. And that's just preparation for the songs that we sing in this section to celebrate Shabbat and to celebrate being with each other. So this is Mizmor Shir in the middle of page 120. Mizmor Shir leyom haShabbat, tov lehodod laAdonai, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Mizmor Shir leyom haShabbat, tov lehodod laAdonai, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בחינוך. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. כי שימחתני אדוני בפועלך, במעשה ידיך ארנים. מה גדלו מעשיך אדוני, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. And the second half of Psalm 92 is on the next page, and another traditional melody, but very different style. Sadikata ma yifrach ke'eretz balvanon yizkeh shetulim beveit Adonai b'hatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yanuvun b'tzeva deshenim v'rananim yiyu lahagid ki yasha Adonai suri v'lo avlatabo. We conclude our section of singing with Yishtabach at the bottom of page 121. Let's read together in English. Praised be your name, eternal God, in heaven and on earth. To you, our God and God of our ancestors, let hymns and psalms be sung. To you, all praise and thanks are due from now and forever. We praise you, O God. May you accept our songs of praise. Baruch atah Adonai, haboher b'shirei zimra. And as we move into our call to prayer, be aware that we can rise physically or spiritually. So it's not a requirement to stand, but to rise to the occasion for the Baruch Hu. And we're going to use some of the tune that we're familiar with from our Shalanu service, but just Hebrew today. So whilst our hardy screen sharers are finding 135, we are safe because we can do some yadai to get ourselves ready. Yadai, 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 Over the page are our blessings, which lead us into the Shema. And I wonder, Gary or Helen, you're already managing so much for this service, but would you mind doing this first paragraph for us in English or in Hebrew, however you'd wish?
We praise you, Eternal One, our God, Sovereign of the universe, Maker of light and Creator of darkness, Author of peace and Creator of all things. In your mercy you give light to the earth and all who live on it, and in your goodness you renew creation continually day by day. How manifold are your works, O God, with wisdom have you made them all. The world is full of your creations, your handiwork proclaims your praise, the radiant stars bear witness to your glory. We praise you, O God, Creator of light, Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzei Hama'arot.
Shekayach. And I wonder, Miriam, would you mind carrying on for us? Great is your love for us. You're muted, Miriam. Fantastic.
Great is your love for us, eternal God, and abundant your compassion. Our ancestors trusted in you, and you taught them the laws of life. So be gracious to us and teach us. Incline our hearts to hear your words, to know and understand, to learn and teach, and with love to uphold the truths of your Torah. Enlighten us with your teaching, make us faithful to your commandments, and wholehearted in the love and awe of your name. For in love you summon us to serve you and proclaim your unity. We praise you, O God, in love you have called your people Israel to serve you. Baruch atah Adonai, abocher ba'amo Yisrael, b'ahava.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed, Le'olam Va'ed. Yadadai-dai-dai, 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 yadadai-dai-dai. Va'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavacha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam la'ot al yadecha v'hayu l'totafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. And in the English, you shall love the Eternal One your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. Let these words, which I command you this day, be always in your heart. Teach them diligently to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be like frontlets between your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Leman tizkaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kadoshim le'Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. And I've asked Effie if he will read this affirmation for us.
Good and beautiful and true, sound, established and enduring are these words, now and forever. True it is, Eternal One, that you are our sovereign God and Redeemer. As you were the God and Redeemer of our ancestors, you are our Maker, the rock of our salvation. We have known you always as our helper and our liberator. There is no God but you. Truly you are first and you are last. We have no Redeemer but you. You redeemed us from Egypt and freed us from the house of bondage. Then with great joy, Moses, Miriam and all of Israel together sang to you this song.
Along with whoever we can hear in the background who's also rejoicing and singing. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neda b'kodesh, nora tehilot oseh vele nora tehilot oseh vele shira chadasha shebechu geulim l'shimcha al sfat hayam yachad kulam hodu v'himlichu v'amru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Su Yisrael kuma bezrat Yisrael go aleinu Adonai Sevaot Shemo Kadosh Yisrael Baruch Ata Adonai Ga'a Yisrael Ga'a Yisrael. Amen.
Thank you, Mitch. And now we come to the Amidah, the standing prayer. And as Mitch has already said, if you wish to stand, please do. Perhaps just come to attention where you are. As we begin this prayer for our Shabbat, and then I should be allocating just a few parts as we go through. Adonai sifatai tiptach ufi agitahilatecha. Adonai sifatai tiptach Ufi agita hilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu. Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov. Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon. Gomei Chasadim Tovim, v'Konei Hakol, v'Zochei Chazdei Avot v'Imachot. U'meivi Gula livnei v'neihem, l'ma'an Shemo b'Yahava. Melech Hosea u'Moshir u'Magein, Baruch atah Adonai, Magein Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Machaye metim atah Rav lehoshia. Mashiv haruach u'morit hageshem, Mazriach hashemesh u'marit hatal. Mechalkel chayim b'chesed, Mechaye meitim barachamim rabim. Tzomech noflim profei cholim umatir asurim umekayem emunato lishanei afar. Mi chamocha bal gevurot umido melach melech meimit umachaye umatzmiach Yeshua. V'nei manata l'chayot meitim, Baruch atah Adonai machaye hametim. L'kadesh et shimcha ba'olam kashem shemagdishim oto b'shmei ma'arom, kakatuv al yad neviecha. Kadosh, 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 Adonai tzivaot, Malach al haaretz, Kavodo, Kavodo, Malay Olam, Baruch Kavod Adonai, Mimkomo, Mimkomocha Malkeinu Tefia, Timloch Aleinu Ki Machakim Manachnu Lach, Yimloch Adonai, Leolam, Elohai Tzion, Ledor Vador, Hallelujah. Ledor Vador Nagid Godlecha, Ulenetzach Nitzachim Kudushotecha Nagdish, V'shivchacha Eloheinu, Mipinu lo Yamush Olam Va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. I wonder if I might ask Helen or Melvin Grant, would one of you like to read the next, or you can both read together if you like, the next paragraph.
Do you want to read?
You inspired our ancestors to hallow this day for your service. When upon its coming we pause to contemplate our life, we learn anew that we do not live by bread alone, but also by spiritual nourishment we receive when we open ourselves to your influence. We thank you for the Sabbath day and for the opportunity it offers to enhance the quality of our lives. We thank you for the joy and for its peace. May our worship help us to take into our hearts its message of holiness and consecrate all our days by devotion to what is true, beautiful, and good.
Thank you, Melvin Shkoyach. Now I'm going to ask Mitch now to switch to the guitar again, if she would. Mitch, could you take us through the Yismachu? Do you think in good style?
I could, but I won't do the guitar because I don't have the chords. But I'll do it
Okay.
without guitar, and you can do the strength and the chazak to it.
We won't even notice.
Here we go. Yismachu b'malachutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismachu b'malachutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Mekadashei, Mekadashei Shavi'i Shabbat. Kulam yisba'u v'yitangu mituvecha Shabbat. Yismachu b'malachutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismachu b'malachutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. V'hashvi'i ratzita bo v'kiddushto Shabbat. V'hashvi'i ratzita bo v'kiddushto Shabbat. Yismachu b'malachutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismachu b'malachutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Chemdat yamim, oto karata Shabbat, Zeicher l'maaseh v'reishit Shabbat. Yismachu b'malachutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismachu b'malachutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat.
Thank you, Mitch. Your voice needs no accompaniment, that's for certain. Now I'm going to ask David Tacha. David, would you like to read the next paragraph, but in English, please?
Our God and God of our ancestors, may our rest on this day be pleasing in your sight. Sanctify us by your commandments and make us loyal to your teaching. Satisfy us with your goodness, gladden us with your salvation, and purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, eternal one, let the holiness of your Sabbath enter our hearts, and may all Israel who hallow your name be exalted by its peace. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Thank you, David. Shkoyach. Modim anachnu lach, she'ata hu Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu la'olam va'ed. Tzur chayenu magen yishenu atahu l'dor v'dor. Nodeh lecha u'nsaper tehilatecha. Al chayenu hamsurim biyadecha. V'al nishmotenu hapkudot lach. V'al nisecha shebechol yom imanu. V'al niflotecha b'tovotecha. Shebechol eit erev v'voker v'tzaharayim. Baruch atah Adonai. Excuse me. Tov shimcha ulcha na'el hadot. Sim shalom. Sim shalom. Sim shalom. Tova uvaracha, Kain v'chesed, Marachamim, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael Amecha, Sim shalom, Sim shalom. Baruchenu Avinu Kulanu Ke'echad Ba'or Panecha. Ki Ba'or Panecha Natata Lanu Adonai Eloheinu. Torat Chaim V'Yahavat Chesed U'Tzedakah U'Racha V'Rachamim V'Chaim V'Shalom. V'Tov B'Einecha L'Borech Et Amcha Yisrael V'Et Kol Ha'amim V'Chol Eit U'V'Chol Sha'ah B'Shlomecha. Baruch Atah Adonai Osei HaShalom. Now, it's customary at this time in the service that we spare some time for a little contemplation and our own prayers. And I'll leave it to you how you wish to pray. Of course, there is the usual verse here that you could use, or indeed you may wish to use your own words. We'll just pause for a minute or so. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable to you, O God, my rock and my redeemer. O say shalom b'momav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael, ve'akol B'nei Adam, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol B'nei Adam. And now can we turn please to, I think it's page 607 for the prayer for the sick.